Hello and welcome. My name is Brenda with Sea Bright Spirit. Today I'm here to offer you a yoga practice to support your heart chakra. The heart chakra is a chakra that we're probably mostly connected with. Everybody's aware a bit of the heart wisdom. But the energy of the heart chakra is really important because with so many things happening in our lives, we can really begin to block off and protect our heart. So in this practice today, I'm going to invite you to kind of work with opening this center, bringing our awareness here, doing movement that supports opening the heart chakra, and to also bring into your mind perhaps some of the things that can sometimes influence the heart. So hurt, and forgiveness, whether or not we're able to forgive, as well as things like love and freedom that can support the heart chakra in finding balance. So as we move through the practice, as the heart sits kind of above these lower chakras, and we really kind of need the support of the lower chakras, we'll do just a little bit of stuff to kind of get that energy of the lower chakras going as well, and then really open up into that heart energy. So make sure that you have anything that you need to support you. Maybe a blanket for your knees, blocks. You might, if you have a bolster or a pillow or something, that might be helpful as we move to the end of the practice as well. Okay? So be mindful of your needs, listen to your body, and let me just be your guide. So we're going to start this practice by coming down onto our backs. So let your head rest on the floor, let your shoulders rest on the floor. Maybe even bring your awareness a bit to your upper back, resting on the floor. Just let the feet stretch out. If it feels better for your knees to be together, just let the feet be a little bit wide. And just start by, grounding the hands at the floor or opening the palms. So just going to start in Shavasana here. Just take a moment to connect with your body in a relaxed state. Just allow yourself to let go a little bit. Maybe release a sigh or two. The element of air being a really foundational piece in the heart. It's actually the element of the heart. So connecting with our breath is really important here. So just taking a couple moments to notice your breath as you begin. Connecting a bit with your inner state today. Might be different than other days. Seeing the rhythm, the sensation of the breath in your body. And then when you're ready, place one hand over your belly and one hand over your heart. And now connect to the breath with this placement of your hands. You tune in a little bit more deeply to the awareness of the chest expanding, the belly rising, the breath drawing in. And that subtle release as the breath flows out. Just ground your awareness in your breath here. Having the invitation of letting the breath draw into the palms of your hands. And just before we get into movement here, just taking a moment to reflect on, how does my heart feel today? What's going on in my heart? What do I sense just in this moment? And when you're ready, bring the arms back alongside your body. Continue to connect with your breath. As you inhale, reach your arms up in the air and up overhead. Doesn't matter if the hands touch the floor or not. Exhale, bring them back down beside. So we're just going to move with the breath here, maybe 3 or 4 times. Inhale up overhead. Gentle lengthening through the shoulders, through the torso. Exhale back down. Moving at your own pace. Letting the arms move through the air. One last breath there. Down. And then you're going to just rest your hands to the side. Bring your feet flat on the floor. Feel your lower back lengthen out along the mat. And then we're just going to take the knees from side to side. So just opening up and kind of warming up a little bit through those lower chakras. Getting a little bit of freedom of movement here. Noticing how you feel through the spine, the sacrum, the hips, and down your legs. Letting the breath guide the movement a bit if you can. When you're ready, bringing yourself back to center. Bring your knees into your chest and just give yourself a little hug here. Drawing the knees in, kind of opening up the back. Do a couple little rolls side to side or circles over the sacrum if you want. And then here you can roll to your side or you can just roll up onto your seat. We're going to come up onto our knees. Now, if you have a block or something, you might grab it and just put it between your thighs or a pillow even, just to create a little bit of, again, that grounding stability here so that we feel supported in our heart, okay? So just a gentle squeeze there, maybe activating a little bit through the pelvic floor, the lower belly, feeling the feet even grounding a bit behind you, okay? And then take your hands forward and just circle your wrists. Feel the fingers kind of moving through space. Take the arms up into the air, lengthen, and then exhale, bring them down. Inhale up, exhale down. Just warming up through the shoulders here. Coming up through center, pause at the top. And then exhale, come down forward. Inhale, up and back. Keep squeezing a little bit through that block, feeling that support through the torso, the lower belly. A little more with the breath. Like bringing my fingers together here as the arms come together. Good. Then inhale, open the arms wide. Really broadening through that heart space. Squeeze those inner thighs for some support here. Take a deep breath. And then exhale across the left arm over the right. Give yourself a big hug. Crawl your fingers back towards your shoulder blades. Lengthen. And then exhale, curl in and round a bit through the upper body. Curl the chin in towards the chest. Breathe a couple deep breaths into the back of the heart. Into the back of the chest. Move your head a little bit side to side if you need to, kind of open up the neck. And then with an inhale, come up, open the arms wide. Good, just pause there, draw the shoulder blades together, feeling some stability through the back of the heart. Opening the chest, big breath in. Exhale, right arm over left. Crawl the fingers back. Curl it in. Just make sure you do the opposite arm on top. You'll notice it feels a little different with the opposite arm. Breathing into the back of the chest, gentle and expansive.
Feel that lower body support. And then inhale. When you're ready, come up, open. Take the arms down and just give the shoulders a couple little rolls. Got a couple little wings with the arms, feeling that air. Shake it out. All right. Set the block to the side. I'm going to move through cat and cow here. Cat and cow is a great movement to kind of activate a lot of the chakras, okay? So feeling your feet ground at the floor, your knees, your hands are underneath your shoulders, palms spread, fingers spread. Let's start at the tailbone and do a wave up towards the crown. So inhale, take the tailbone up, belly drops, engage to the back, crown lifts. Exhale, curl in, draw the inner thighs together, the lower abdomen, draw up and into the navel, and then release the head forward in cat. Inhale, cow, tailbone lifts, belly drops, crown lifts. Exhale, curl in through the tailbone, draw the belly up and in around through the shoulders, release the head. Do that a couple more times. Feeling the whole length of your torso, pelvis, through the neck, and even through the crown of the head. So feeling that belly drawing in through cat pose, really finding that inner stability. Now inhale, come into cow. All right, take the arms forward, just lengthen into a little puppy stretch, opening the shoulders here. Bring the head between the arms. So we're beginning to open the shoulders and the arms being very connected to the heart chakra. Ground through the hands to feel that support through the upper body. And lean the hips back, just a little bit over top of the knees. Take a deep breath there. Head a little side, check in with yourself. Notice, how am I feeling? Begin to feel some openness through my heart space. And then bring your hands back underneath the shoulders. Let's curl the toes under, lift the hips up, and come up into a deeper posture of downward dog. Take a moment to open up the backs of the legs, pedal the feet a little bit. One heel dropping towards the floor and then the other. Take the tailbone nice and high, ground through the hands. And then maybe just sink the hands to the floor, lift through the tailbone, reach the heels back, just pause here in a downward dog. Going into the shoulders, noticing how does my upper back feel in this, how does my heart space feel. I like to draw my heart towards my feet a little bit. And then we're going to take the right foot forward. If you want, take it up and back first, lengthening through that leg, and then bringing that right foot through. Drop the knee to a low lunge for a moment. Bring your hands up to your knee, and just relax here. Feel the pelvis open. Feel some stability through the feet though, okay? Anchoring that back behind, the front foot under the knee. Now you can stay here in low lunge if you wish, or you can curl your back toe under and come up into a high lunge. Choose what works for you. Both will definitely work here, okay? Find steady legs, draw the inner thighs together, feel that support through the legs. And then we're just gonna inhale, take the arms up and around, interlace the fingers behind you. Draw the shoulder blades together and open up through the heart space. Keep stabilizing through the pelvis. Maybe a slight back bend. Good. Now if you're in high lunge, just drop the back heel to the floor a little bit. I'm a little bit too wide apart there. Good, and then from here, we're gonna come forward into a humble warrior. Inhale, and then exhale, let the upper body come forward.
so that the shoulder's kind of coming down towards the knee. Now, if you're on your knee still, this works just fine as well. Make sure you feel stable. And then maybe just look down at your right foot. Maybe the arms come up in the air. They certainly don't have to. But we're just humbly folding forward here for a moment. Take a couple deep breaths. Press through that right foot. Come back up again. Feeling that support through the legs. Inhale. And then exhale, release the hands forward. Bring the hands to the floor. Drop the knee down. Inhale. Shift the hips back. Roll the toes back a bit. And then just let the upper body again fold forward and just get a nice release down the back of that right leg. As you fold here though, really focus on the upper back, the body. Curling the chin in a little bit, opening up the upper back. And then inhale, come up. Take that right foot back. Just take a moment in child's pose. Reach the arms a little bit forward, bring the head down to the floor, and just take a couple of resting breaths. Really important to check in with yourself here. Big breath into the back of the body. Exhale, release. Inhale, bring yourself up and forward. Curl the toes under, lift the hips up. Come up into downward dog. Deep breath in and out. Letting the breath be an anchor for your mind. And then if you're ready, you can take that left leg up and back or just step it through as we come into a low lunge on the other side. Bring your hands up to your knee. Let's take a moment here again to pause. Anchor down through those feet, ground. Feel the pelvis open a little bit front to back. And then choosing if you're going to stay in low lunge or curling the back toe under into high lunge. Making sure you're stable there. Inhale, take the arms up and around. Interlace the fingers behind you. Draw the shoulder blades together. If you're in high lunge, you can drop that heel to the floor for more stability. Okay. Little back bend through the upper body. Inhale, and then as you exhale, bringing the upper body forward, leaning over that left leg, maybe bringing the shoulder down to the knee or just the belly down to the thigh. You can lift the arms up, or you can just rest them on the lower back. But just have that intention of kind of humbly rounding forward here. You're on your knee, this works just as fine. You're just down on your knee. You're just folding forward, kind of looking down at the floor or kind of towards the back foot. Okay. And as you're ready, inhale, come back up. Press through that left foot, take the arms up in the air. Release them down. Bring that knee to the floor and then shift the hips back. Getting a little length on the back of our left leg now, folding forward with the upper body, curl the chin in, round the body over, a nice bent leg, so make sure that your leg is a bit bent. I love these postures of humbleness with the heart chakra, because so much within the heart, we need to just be able to forgive. We need to be able to surrender. We need to be able to allow.
whatever's happening in our lives, to love, to be compassionate. So a couple more breaths here, noticing how this feels for you. And then inhale, come up, take that left foot back. Again, coming into a little child's pose for a moment to just rest, to draw the heart towards the floor, to release. Checking in, a couple more breaths. And with an inhale, bring yourself up. Come into a plank. So plank is great not only for the core, but also for the arms, for the strength around the shoulders. So from either your knees or from your toes, just broaden a little bit through the chest. Keep your elbows a little bit bent. Don't lock the energy. Keep it flowing. Let your breath flow. Feel the whole shoulders, the shoulder blades working. Down through the core. And then when you're ready, shift the hips back up, come into downward dog. Just take a couple resting breaths there. Maybe let out a sigh or two. In your own time, walk your feet forward towards your hands. Come into a forward fold, feet grounding, knees bent, belly resting over the thighs, heart releasing towards the knees. Let the head release the crown. Couple breaths. Now really ground through the feet. Sink the hips back. Bring yourself all the way up to standing. Hands together, down through heart center. Pause for a moment here. Hands at the heart. Rounding through the feet, lifting through the crown, feeling that central heart space in the body. Maybe you can even feel your heart beating. Feel your breath expand. Let it aside to release the effort. Then inhale. As you exhale, sink the hips back. Coming into a bit of a chair pose, bit of a variation here. Feel the legs are stable, reach that tailbone back. Bring the outer right arm, the forearm down to the outside of that left leg, and then lift the left arm up into the air. So we're twisting through the navel center here. Try to make sure that the knees aren't going one in front of the other. So the twist is just happening through the core. It's not happening at the hips. Couple breaths here. Opening up that left arm. And inhale, and then exhale, bring that arm down. Come up for a moment, hands through center in prayer. And then exhale, sink the hips back down. Left forearm out to the outside of the right thigh. Taking the right arm up into the air. And just letting it open in its own way here. Nothing that it needs to get to. It doesn't have to be straight up in the air or anything. We're just opening through the heart space. Feeling that support of our legs. The chakras below the heart. One more breath here. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, come back up to standing. Standing mountain prayer, mountain pose with hands in prayer. Close your eyes, take a couple resting breaths. Maybe let out a sigh. heard once that every sigh is a breath of healing. It's a breath of forgiveness. It's a breath of acceptance, of letting go. Notice what you're ready to let go of. Attachments, outcomes, expectations. And when you're ready, step the left foot back, keep the right foot forward, bring yourself onto a balance beam, okay? Left toes are turned in just slightly. Hands at the hips here, we're gonna bend the right knee, stack that knee over top of the ankle, round through both feet, and just feel a little activity through the legs. It'll open us through the inner thighs. Lower belly's active and supporting you. Take the arms up, warrior two. We're gonna find a little bit of movement here. So we really wanna feel the stability through the navel center and down. Turn your right palm up. Inhale, take that arm up into the air, opening up that right side. Exhale, bring the hand down to the thigh, the left arm overhead. Inhale, right arm comes up. So we're just gently moving the upper body from side to side here, lengthening through each side. The heart, the core, everything from the navel center up. A gentle wave with the breath. Legs are stable. One more here with the breath. And then inhale, come back up again. Good. Straighten that leg, bring the arm down. Let's turn the foot the other direction. We're going to do the same thing. So opposite toes towards the short end of the mat. Back foot's turning in just slightly. We're going to bend that left knee, anchoring through both feet, inner thighs, outer thighs, lower belly, and then taking the arms up, relax through the shoulders, begin to find your breath. And with an inhale, turn that left palm up, take it up into the air. Exhale, bring the hand down to the thigh, right arm extends overhead, palm towards the floor. Inhale, lifting to the left side. Exhale, that gentle sway. The arms moving through space, through the air. Nice fluid motion through the heart center. Trusting yourself with the support of your legs. Trust being another very important aspect of our lives that we live through our heart chakra. Okay, let's do two more. Good, and then as you're ready, lift the arm up, hold here for a moment. Straighten that leg. Exhale, bring the hand down. Good. Now turn both feet towards the long edge of your mat. Okay? Now if you have a block or a table or something nearby that can give you a little bit of a lift, please grab that, a big book even. Feet are wide, let's bring the hands to the hips. Round through the feet, feel the outer edges of the feet are a little bit more parallel than the inner edges. So it feels like you're just ever so slightly pigeon-toed, all right? Inhale, exhale, fold from the pelvis, keep the knees a little bit bent. Just gonna bring your hands down onto that block. So you should feel like your shoulders are somewhat in the same height as your hips, okay? And now we're gonna do a little twisting motion with the arms, with the breath. So inhale, take that right arm up. Exhale, bring it down. Switch hands. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, come down. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, come down. And just keep moving with your breath. So this supports a few of the chakras. We've got the root chakra grounding here. We've got the solar plexus twisting, so that effort comes through the core. And then we've got the heart chakra opening up and expanding. And I should also say the sacral chakra stabilizing as well. So you don't want to feel like you're rotating from the hips. You're rotating just through that navel center. So the hips are staying very steady. Let's do one more on each side. Good. Bring the hands back to the block. Just fold forward here. Feel a little release through the upper body. Curl the chin in. Open up the back of the heart. Back of the upper back. And inhale. Come up to a flat back. Bend the knees. Rise back up. Good. Heel toe your feet together. Come up to the top of your mat. Take the arms up. Bring the hands down through heart center and just take a moment to pause. Perhaps reflecting on gratitude in this moment. Gratitude for being able to show up for yourself, to work with your body, to be present, anything else. With an inhale, lift up, exhale, fold forward. Little half lift as you inhale, exhale, release forward. Curl the chin in, rounding over the legs. Bring your hands to the floor, walk your feet back, come into downward dog. Then inhale, come forward into that high plank one more time. You can drop your knees to the floor. Okay, we're gonna work on just a little bit of upper body strength here with the arms. You're gonna do a few little tiny push-ups. Elbows go back, heart kind of drops a little bit forward to the fingertips. So part of, protecting our heart is, making sure that we're strong through our back, through our arms, so that we don't have to close the heart off, how we feel like we have our own back. And then make your way all the way to the floor when that feels complete. Ground through the thighs, keep the hands right beside the chest, forearms tucked back by the rib cage. We're going to do baby cobra to again build that stability through the back of the heart. So as your belly presses to the floor, just lift ever so gently up through the upper back. Exhale, come down. Doesn't have to be a big movement, and it's really not using the hands at all. Keep the feet grounded. You can kind of activate through the hips, the pelvis, the thighs for stability in your cobra. If you want, hold the posture as you take a full breath. In and out. And then exhale, come down to the floor. Press into the hands, take the hips high, keep the spine really long, and walk the hands back forward for a puppy stretch. Head just kind of bouncing between the arms. You can put it on a block. Doesn't have to touch the floor, but it might. Take a few resting breaths. Deep inhale, nice long exhale. Letting the effort fade. Walk your hands back towards your knees. Now You might sink back onto your knees and sit, or you can be up in the air on your knees like this as well, okay? Choose what works for you. We're gonna do a little twist here. So bringing your left hand to your right knee, take your right arm forward, thumb towards the ceiling, inhale, and then as you exhale, begin to twist, rotating your upper body back and reaching that right arm behind you. Lengthen through the inhale, and then exhale, twist. You might look back at the back hand, or you might just close your eyes and turn your attention inward. Feel into the heart space. Feel that openness through the front of your right shoulder. Try and relax a bit through the shoulders. Are you gripping the shoulders up to the ears? And this isn't a torque with that left hand, you're just using the left hand as a gentle anchor. One more breath. And exhale and twist. Good. Take that hand down. Let's do the other side. Right hand to the outside of the left knee. Left arm forward, thumb towards the ceiling. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, open that left arm up to the side, twisting through the core. Close your eyes or maybe gaze back at that left hand. Relax through the shoulders and breathe. You might notice with the inhale, you kind of come out of it a little bit as the body resets, and then as you exhale, you can reach back a little bit more. So it's not a still thing. As we breathe, we move. One last breath here. Reach it back, exhale, bring it forward. Good, now we're just gonna fold over the legs into a gentle child's pose. Again, if this is hard on your knees, you can always just turn over onto your back and draw your knees into your chest, okay? So let your upper body fold over top of the thighs. This time, let's take the hands around by the feet. If you need a block or a pillow underneath your forehead, grab that, or if it feels okay, just let your chin draw inward and release through the back of the neck. And then just let your body melt over top of your legs. Notice your attention, notice how you feel. Has anything been stirring in your heart? How can you support yourself in your heart? What can you forgive or surrender? Couple more breaths. Breathing into the whole back, the upper back. And when you're ready, roll yourself up. Bring yourself down onto your back. And we're just going to finish with a posture called legs up the wall. So this is where if you have a pillow, a bolster, or a block, you can use it. You're going to lift up your hips and slide whatever you have there underneath the pelvis. Okay, so the pelvis feels really supported. And then from here, just draw your knees up into your chest. Make any little adjustments so that your hips feel supported. And then you're just going to take your feet up into the air. And the knees can be bent. You might ground a little bit through the arms if you like, or maybe the hands rest on the belly. This is a beautiful restorative posture for the heart because it drains all of the blood back down the legs, back towards the heart center. So we're just going to pause here. Let the breath flow through your body. Just observe the sensation of the the blood of the energy drawing back down, pulling towards the heart and towards the head. Let thoughts just drift by through the mind. And again, being aware of anything that might be stirring from your practice, the awareness you might need to honor. Any ways you can support yourself, trust yourself, forgive. Noticing the sensations in your body. Before you move your legs, just kind of noticing the sensation. And gently wiggle the toes. Bring the knees into the chest. Feet to the floor. And slide your bolster, your pillow, your block out. We're just going to come into a relaxing Shavasana. The legs separate, let the arms separate. Let your body settle into the floor, the back of the heart, grounding and resting. And take in a breath in through the nose, sigh out through the mouth. Legs might feel a little tingly as the blood fills back into the legs. Just relaxing the back of the head, relaxing the face. Softening through the neck, the top of the shoulders. And the shoulder blades relax, the shoulder joints following that relaxation. Down the arms, the elbows feel heavy, the wrists, the hands and fingers just resting in their own gentle way. Bringing your attention into your heart space, just pausing here, sensing a gentle movement of the breath, heartbeat. Perhaps any gratitude, peace, harmony that resides within the heart. The support, the heart, the back resting on the floor. And drawing your attention down into the belly, feeling the back relax, the belly softly rising and lowering as you breathe. The hips relaxed, all effort fading down the legs, through your knees, your ankles, down into your feet. As the body settles into a gentle stillness physically, bring your attention into the breath moving through your body. Once again, that wave, that connection, the air around you, the space around you, how you receive into the heart space, into the lungs, and then you give with your breath back into that space. Your constantly being nourished by the spaces we're in. We're giving back out into those spaces, but also knowing that that space, that air is constantly being transformed back into that nourishing oxygen, that nourishing energy. So we can let go of what we don't need. Just let yourself rest in this peacefulness for another moment. How you feel physically, emotionally, state of your mind, passionate, kind, loving. And inviting in those qualities. When you're ready, begin to wiggle your fingers and toes and reawaken your body. Maybe stretch your arms overhead, lengthening from the heart upward. And then drawing your knees into your chest. Roll over to your side. Take a moment there. Reflect, receive all that you've given yourself here. All that you're rising with from this practice, physically, energetically, and emotionally. And bring yourself back up to your seat. If a cushion or something, grab that. Sit comfortably for a moment. Rest your hands on your thighs and just pause here upright. Bringing your attention into your heart. And noticing, what is the intention of my heart in this moment? How can my heart lead me? Lead me with grace. Lead me with faith. And lead me with gratitude. Hands into your heart. Take a moment to bow to yourself in gratitude for taking this time for this practice today, cultivating your well-being, meeting yourself in your heart as you are today. And then rubbing your hands together, build a little warmth within your palms. And then just place your palms over your eyes, taking a moment to open your eyes first to your palms. Bridging your inner world back with your outer world as you wash your face, perhaps a new perspective, perhaps some new heart wisdom. Thank you, mind, body, and spirit for this practice, and I thank you for sharing yours. Namaste. If you have any questions or comments about this practice, please do reach out to me. I'm available at brenda@seabrightspirit.ca. If you happen to be watching this where there's comments, feel free to share in the comments as well. So I hope this practice helped you feel a little bit more connected to your heart space, perhaps shifting some energy within that heart space, building support, building openness, so you can meet yourself from a loving, open heart. I hope to share a practice with you again soon. Thank you again for being here.